So when you get one of these problems, they give you the patient's distance Rx, they give you their FCC, the NRA, and the PRA. The first thing I want you to do is just eliminate one of the I's from the equation. You should know from lab that this is a binocular test, so whatever you do to the right eye, you end up doing to the left eye too. So the left eye information is just there to confuse you. Same thing with the cylinder information. You don't change the cyl during FCC, NRA, PRA, so we can ignore that too. So we're just left with four numbers. So the patient's distance Rx is minus 4.25, FCC is minus 3, NRA is minus 1, and PRA is minus 3.75. But these aren't the actual values for the FCC and the NRA and PRA. These are just what's in the 4-opter when the patient is done with the test. So to get the value for the FCC, you take the difference between the distance Rx and the FCC. So the difference between these two numbers is plus 1.25. Okay, and then to get the NRA, you go from the FCC to the NRA. So minus 3 to minus 1 is plus 2. And for the PRA, you have to go back to the FCC and then go from the FCC to the PRA. So the difference between minus 3 and minus 375 is, minus 0.75, because we're going from the FCC to the PRA. So we're going from minus 3 to minus 3.75, so we're becoming more minus. Okay, so then we have the FCC value is plus 1.25. The NRA PRA is plus 2 and minus 0.75. So with the NRA PRA, we now have to find the midpoint between them. So we do that by adding them together. So plus 2 minus 0.75, that equals plus 1.25. And then we divide it by 2 to find the midpoint. So that would be plus 0.62. And then we take this number and we add it back to the FCC. So the FCC was plus 1.25. And then we add plus 0.62. And then we end up with plus 1.87. And the thing with these problems, and most of the problems you're doing when you're dealing with accommodation and add power, is that whenever you get your final number and you have to round, you should always round down. So in this case, our final answer would be plus 1.75. Okay, that's as complicated as these problems get. The only wrench they can throw in is making you round at the end. Otherwise, every single FCC NRA PRA question should just be that.